Yeah, I remember my day, the first day. Yeah, I reminded myself that I ate mostly for the wrong reasons. It wasn't for nutrition or hunger. It was just for pleasure.
And habit.
And habit, yeah.
Yeah. So by the second day, the hunger pangs get less and the headache wears off if you get one. I mean, I haven't had the headache thing except the first time I did it. Most people get it the first time. Okay. By the third day, you just don't feel very hungry. And what I find then is that there's a tremendous spaciousness opens up. I mean, the day is much longer because you don't have all those meal times. So there's just more time to do things. I find it easier to concentrate. I usually do these fasts when I haven't got lots of traveling or meetings and things. I try and keep the period fairly free so I can be fairly, restful, a restful time. I pray, and I find it easier to pray when I'm fasting. And that's one reason all religions have included fasting, because it makes it easier to pray.
How so?
Easier to concentrate.
Okay.
Prayer and meditation and reading. I mean, just concentration becomes easier.
Okay. And you pray every day?
I pray every day, but I notice the difference when I'm fasting.
Okay.
And there's also a lightness and a kind of clarity. When you fast, after the first 12 hours, you're breaking down fat. We've all got huge amounts of fat in our bodies, even people who aren't very fat. Calculations have shown that the average American could walk from New York to Florida on the basis of fat stored in their body without eating anything. I mean, the average American doesn't actually test this theory out, but that's what theoretically should happen. And in one clinical study in Britain, a very fat person in the north of England was put on a clinical fasting diet to try and reduce weight, but also as a research project, and went without food for 342 days and emerged perfectly healthy, in fact much healthier because it lost a lot of weight. Now, when you're metabolizing fat, the breakdown of the fat gives rise to what are called ketone bodies in the blood, ketosis.
Sure. Acetone,
beta-hydroxybutyric acid, and acetoacetic acid. And beta-hydroxybutyric acid is very closely related to gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, which is the most important neurotransmitter in the brain. Right. And also closely related to gamma-hydroxybutyric acid, GHB, which is a street drug, sometimes used as a date rape drug, gives feelings of euphoria. The point is that fasting is actually changing your blood chemistry and your brain chemistry, changing the amount of neurotransmitters in your brain and actually inducing altered states of consciousness.
Okay. Wow, a lot going on when you just stop eating.
When you stop eating, and most people are terrified of doing it. Most doctors don't know much about fasting. It's not part of their curriculum in medical school. And I've talked to doctors about it who've been completely ignorant about the benefits and advantages of fasting. They say, oh, everyone needs a good breakfast or something like that. The people who've really worked on this are the naturopaths. They've pioneered, the medical use of fasting. And again, a lot of doctors and a lot of ordinary people think that, oh, I can't do this, it's dangerous, it's extreme. But the fact is, in the past, most people did it, and the Muslims are the people who show us the best example of this. The entire Muslim community does it, except for people who are sick or traveling or children or pregnant women or whatever. But it's considered normal for everyone. It's not considered something just a tiny minority of extremely religious people do. It's just a normal thing.